Hey guys, Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. I wanted to do a really quick impromptu, unscripted video on something I think is really important to talk about. Your gurus. Your gurus. I'd heard another HVAC training organization. I don't know these guys that well, but the guy that is very well spoken, he's very likable, and he appears to be somebody of integrity. I'm not going to say any names because maybe you know who I'm talking about. It really doesn't matter. It's not about these individuals, but he was talking about gurus, okay, these gurus out there, okay? Now, obviously, we need coaches. We need trainers. We need somebody who can bring their vast experience to us and help us shortcut this thing in business and move along quicker. But when we become addicted to that person, and we're just lingering on the next product, and we really don't see measurable results in our operation, we don't see the return on the investment of our time and money, then we really need to look at it a little harder, a little closer. What are we paying for? What kind of value is this person providing? So I'm watching YouTube, and you know how they have the ads that pop up. So this young man, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, fair-skinned, braces in his teeth, looks like he can't be more than 16 years old, and I am not exaggerating. And he's really fast talking. He's got that charisma, right? He says, people ask me all the time, I got $1,000 I'd like to invest. Maybe I got $5,000 I'm going to invest. Maybe I got $20,000 to invest. Maybe I got $100,000 I'm going to invest. And then people ask me all the time, how do I best invest my money? And here's what I tell them. And I'm like, holy cow. Who in the world is going to take investment advice from a 12-year-old or 16-year-old or whatever the heck he is, right? So there's this epidemic out there right now. Everybody's doing their hustle. Everybody's trying to make their money. And let me share something, a little bit of history with you. So this was my first mistake. Back in the 80s, real estate was really booming. And so this guy comes out, his name was Charlton Sheets. I bought his program. And, I wanted to, I was making $8.50 an hour as a junior service tech. And back then we didn't have the compensation, the commissions and spiffs and programs in place where a technician could, do more than his hourly rate. I made $8.50 times 40 hours or 42, maybe I get a time and a half on the additional overtime, but that was it. So I bought this guy's program. I'm watching one of these VHS tapes, right? I'm in the very first one, and he's explaining the overview. So here's what you do, Pete. You find this person who's about to lose their home, but they've got equity in there. And what you're going to do is you're going to leverage the situation and turn that over and take this off their hands, save them their credit, and you're going to make all this money, off of this deal. And I'm watching and I'm like, okay. And he says, now, when you're sitting down and you found this property and you look at this, he said, this is a really critical part. I want you to look them right in the eye and tell them, this is a very marginal deal. What he said is, look them in the eye, lie to them, and tell them there's no wiggle room financially, and that you are basically going to get out of this with nothing, and I'm going to take all of this off your hands. I'm going to use your ignorance against you, and I'm going to steal your money. I'm going to steal the equity in your house. I mean, how disappointing is that? You're looking for a way to advance yourself financially, and you get a jerk like this trying to tell you how to do it. Well, I was young and dumb. Here was my next one, this piece of work right here. So I buy his program on investing in vehicles, right, and used cars, and going through and clean them up and turn them for a profit. And so I buy his stuff, and it's got a 30-day money-back guarantee. And I go through everything, and I'm like, this is hogwash. This is not a business. This is all BS. Okay. So I package it up, send it back to him, ask for a refund, and I sent it. It was probably about 23 days, 25 days into it, in time. By the time it got there, his organization sent me a letter back. I swear this is what it said. I'm sorry, your letter was your information was it was not clear, and we don't know what did you want to do with this, right? So what they did was they stalled so that it was past the 30-day mark, so that I couldn't get my money back. That's this guy right here, Dean Grazzi, whatever. He's a piece of work. So what about multi-level marketing? Your buddy Pete tried this back in the 80s as well, because you can make all this money and making people healthy and Herbalife, and you get these vitamins and stuff like this. Well, multiple level shortcut organizations, they are smart because they basically take and get people to buy, not based on the value of their products, but based on your relationship with the people closest to you. You go and use the trust that you've built in your relationship and get them to sign up and make all this money. Sign up under me, and we're going to work together and everything else. And it's generally with good intentions, right? The people get in there, the good intentions, they see the potential of all this, and ultimately, they fall out. Everybody loses. Everybody loses. Because unless you're at the top, unless you've got this charisma and you make these connections with other hustlers and stuff, somebody, in order for them to win, somebody has to lose. This is the kind of crap that has leaked into the internet. And they call it marketing. Make money online. So now we've got all these guys out there. You're going to do this and you're going to do that. And the reason I'm telling you this, guys, is when I changed from being an HVAC contractor, and I worked with manufacturers as a territory manager. I did some sales training. I did all these different capacities. I actually worked as a technical trainer at one of the local schools teaching HVAC basics, right, as well. So, but how do I become a coach? How do I take, I've been in the industry 38 years. How can I take and leverage a platform in such a way that I can reach out and help others? You young guys that are starting your business. Because, guys, I don't want you to go through what I went through, right? But it was for integrity, reasons of integrity. So, now they've got all these courses. Well, if you want to be a guru, if you want to be a coach, if you want to be a consultant, first you decide what your niche is. Well, I don't need that. I know what my niche is. It's what I've done all my life, right? And then you do this and you do this. So it's all this structure designed to separate unsuspecting buyers from their money and lining your pockets. These guys are making millions of dollars. And so their marketing isn't advertising. It's being dishonest. Do we know in our industry the difference between marketing, the truth, and manipulating people into buying your product and service? And I'm here to tell you, we've talked about this before in terms of a mindset. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to think like a millionaire. You need the millionaire mindset. Do you know what it takes to have that mindset? Do you know the level of ego that you need, the level of putting yourself ahead of others that is required for many of these to work? Guys, this is not healthy. Okay? And in our industry, we're starting to see some of this stuff, right? And I'll never say names, because my general rule is I teach what I teach based on my experience. I'm not out studying anybody else's program. The ones I have studied, my mentor, if you will, was Ron Smith. He was the first one. He's long since retired now, but there's certain things that don't change. And when you implement these things into your business, they continue to work to this day. So this is the one I like. This is a guy by the name of Zig Ziglar. For you youngsters that may not be familiar with him, I think he was out of Dallas, Texas, and he had really good morals. He was a Christian man, and he was a high-performing salesman. And his philosophy wasn't about lying, cheating, and tricking people into, buying his products. His was, you can have anything in life that you want if you will just help other people get what they want. If you'll help enough other people get what they want. Zig Ziglar. That's the way it's done, guys. We have a really good industry. We work honestly. We work hard. Right now, they're appealing to, listen, you can make all this money sitting on a beach, sipping on a Mai Tai, checking online, and you're going to make all this money. Guys, there's no such thing as something for nothing. You guys need to find what you're passionate about, what you love to do, and you build a business around that. And if you really have a passion for HVAC, if you really enjoy the work, if you really take pride in what you did, and it's hard work, right? Anything of value does not come easy, right? And when you build something, when you do something with your hands and you look back and you say, I did that, you know, the pride that comes with that, that's a satisfaction that these people will never know. And so right now the internet is buzzed, you know, it's just filled with these types, right? So I'm here to suggest that you need to take your eyes off the dollars and cents. And I don't want to knock anybody who markets based on, you know, I've actually got a blueprint called a program called the $1 Million Blueprint. You know, so we're using that type of jargon. It's because it works. It gets the attention, right? But the point is, my blueprint will take your business and we'll get you over that $1 million mark. Or if you're already over that, we'll get you over the $2 million mark, or one or both, because it works. I mean, it works mathematically. It just works, right? But in order to do that, you got to work. You don't sit around the computer and hit, you know, and you check your bank account every day and it continues to grow. No. That's not reality. So do yourself a favor, and whenever you're getting these marketings, look behind the I hate to say the lie, the embellished truth, and try to see it for what it really is, right? When you do coaching with a coach, you know what a coach is going to tell you? Here's what you're going to do next. And when we check back in next week, I need these things done. It's called accountability, you know? And when you're accountable, if you can't be accountable to yourself because you tend, you know how we are, you tend to run over here and do this, run over here and do that. We don't prioritize. We stay busy, but we really don't stay busy on the right things. So we kind of need an accountability coach. That kind of stuff is fine. You build that into your overhead, and it's just part of your business, part of the way you do business. That's why people like Tiger Woods, the greatest golfer of his time, had a coach watching his stroke, everything he did. Gets off track a little bit, gets right back in line. But I remember when I first started this business, I bought a program from a gentleman by the name of Brian Rose. He's got a program out there on YouTube. He's got a website, and he interviews all these great people. My first impression was not positive of the guy. So I bought his program, you know, thousands of dollars to learn how to present, you know, my business model. You know, total waste of money. I asked for a refund, didn't get it, made up some excuse, and so I just let it go, whatever. And then I start seeing all these people coming in. What a crook, what a piece of work, and now he's got this big negative energy following him because he took advantage of the very people that were there tuning in and admiring him. You admire me? It's like the multi-level. You love me? I love you too. Buy my stuff. If you really love me, you're going to buy my stuff. That's BS, guys. That's all crap. I took another one, which was much better, and I've taken another one. I mean, the point is, we got to keep growing. We got to keep taking training. But we need to separate the crap from reality. Gurus want you addicted. They want you coming back and keep paying and keep paying and keep paying. A good coach will want to take you to the point where he can set you free. Then he can take somebody else and bring them along. A good trainer, they're going to do the same thing. We're going to take you from where you're at, bring you up to this level, and turn you free. And then you'll tell other friends and other people, and then you just naturally draw in people who actually can genuinely benefit from the programs. That's the way it's supposed to be. As an HVAC contractor, if you really want to draw in business, you need to be known for your greatness. You need to be known for that part of you that is attracting more and more business. People look at you and say, this company is honest. This company listens to me. You know, I explain to them what I want. The other companies in here looking at his clock, you know, I get, you know, what's it going to be? You're going to fix this, whatever. They're not listening. They're focused on their own selfish interests. They're focused on their own monetary gain. And they don't care about that customer. They don't care whether or not they're okay after they leave. Not you. If you have integrity, if you're a person of morals, if you're a person of character, if you literally care about your community, then build something based on that and it will come. You know the old movie, Build It and They Will Come? It's so true. When I first started entering in a few groups, I remember asking a question, hey, what's the worst thing that you've seen, whatever? And some guy says, consultants like you. The guy didn't know me. I was brand new. And so he attacked me because I was a self-proclaimed heating and air conditioning trainer or consultant. And he says, we're tired of people like you, basically is what he was saying. And, you know, I just let it go. I mean, I did look at the guy's profile. He graduated with a law degree. This coming from a lawyer, right? You're a piece of work, right? So, I mean, guy didn't know me. So how's he going to offend me? He didn't know me. And yeah, that was one of very, very few. Mostly, like in our group, we've got this HVAC greatness group. We're attracting in people of integrity, of quality, and they recognize the difference. And that's why they're part of this group, because nobody's attacking each other, nobody's offending each other, nobody's, you know, making fun of a stupid question because how do you not know that, right? That's not healthy. But I get it. I get every day. Now, we've got a handful in the group. Let me just pre-qualify this. There are people that are not heating and air conditioning contractors. There's a couple of people that market Facebook. There's a couple of people that coach like I do, other business specialties. Some are in financials and some are in they're different areas, right? But I get it every day. People wanting to come in, you know, they'll lie. Yeah, I'm getting ready to start my own business, and you look them up, and then, you know, I help HVAC contractors get more leads, right? And so there's just so much of that now we want to we want to say no to all of them. We need that, we really do, but we don't need it that way. Are you getting the emails? I get them all the time. Hey Pete, I got to do something with these extra HVAC leads. Let me know if you're interested. You know, that's deception, guys. He's not sitting there with all these HVAC leads. I got to give them to. That's a lie. If you got to lie to get your customers, what else are you willing to do to get my money? Right? So if you have a program in place that accurately reflects in a positive way, without over embellishing what you do, then you can actually draw in the right type of customer. If we don't understand marketing, we don't understand that you don't want every customer, that the message that you select and you present is going to attract a different customer avatar based on the way you present yourself and that message. Save money. What are you going to attract? Save money, save money, save money. You're going to attract people who are money conscientious. Maybe they're looking for something cheaper, right? But what if you market, you know, a professional job done right, where your family is healthy, and whatever that is that you build. And how do you communicate? We're honest. We're good people. We do good work. How do you do that? Well, you do that by getting out there and doing good work, and you get testimony. You get people to, in your propaganda, in your advertisement, you get people to speak on your behalf. I hired that HVAC contractor. Didn't have big expectations. They came out. They really listened to me. I told them I had this. I was concerned about that. They listened eloquently. They heard me out. They laid out. They designed something just for me and my family. It was awesome. I would highly recommend them. Guys, that's all it takes. Is you don't have to necessarily be better technically, although that is really important. You do need to be better in listening, in forming a connection, right? Otherwise, you're going to be perceived just like everybody else. What about the guy that rides around on his van and says, "Don't be ripped off by heating and air contractors. Call us." One of my customers actually sent me of a competitor in the back of his van that said something like that. "Don't be ripped off by the other contractors. Call us." The heck is that? What is that? I mean, right? What the heck is that? That is total garbage. We're injuring our own industry by doing so. Some of you know of some really high performers, and I don't want to mention any names because one of them took a big tumble recently. The law came in, there was some arrests made, all this other stuff. Well, yeah, I know the guy, and he's not a bad guy. He's a good guy. But what happens when it gets so big that, and your compensation plan is all out there, that you really can't keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on? You can't look over their shoulder and make sure things are being done properly. You don't have the quality control. Let's call it, they don't have the character control, right? We don't have, am I doing this because my compensation plan forces me to do it, or I don't eat this week? Or am I doing this because it's the right thing for the customer? We're going to be going into this a lot more. Guys, we do this for free. We do this for free. I mean, dude, I need money just like you do. I've got to charge for my services. But we set up a platform where everybody can benefit. I've got a customer right now that is, I coach him personally, one-on-one. After a year and a half of him just watching my free stuff, and he came in saying, Pete, my business has grown by this much just by applying what you shared. And now it's going again, right? What does that mean? It just means that it's not a bait and switch, right? This is the way you need to do your business. This is certainly the way we try to do ours. I try to do mine. You know, I'm no angel, but I do have standards. And I can look you in the eye and you know I'm telling you the truth. What else can I give you besides that? What else can you give your customer besides that? Have integrity. Forget the $1 million mindset. You have the greatness mindset. How do I do a better job and be a better person in terms of morals and integrity and character as an organization than anybody else in my market? And how do I communicate that externally? Obviously, we got to advertise. We have to let them know what we can do for them before they can appreciate and actually come in and try the experience. And of course, referrals will go from there. Word of mouth will go from there. You know how it is. You know, we've all had those customers where we really did a nice job and we ended up getting 2-3 jobs because of that. That's how it's done, guys. Stop trying the shortcuts. If you want a shortcut, the shortcuts that you take is by taking a training program or getting a coach or getting a consulting or following in a group of masterminds, other business owners, and ask the questions, how do I save myself the headache of getting there the slow way and circumvent that and learn from somebody else's mistakes and learn from somebody else's successes? And it's really that easy. So do that. I encourage you to do that. I have skin in the game. I know that. You know that, but I'm being honest, right? So if you really want to be a special heating and air conditioning contract, if you want to be a company that people look up to, if you want to be a company that the high-end consumers say, I'm going to invest in that company because they're going to be around a while, and I can tell they are stable. And I know you don't think that way right yet if you're a one-person operation or a 3 or 5 man operation. But those of you who are farther along, and I know you can attest to this, you know the work that it takes to get there, and you know the advice that you would give the younger version of yourself if you could just go back and talk to that young man or young woman. I would sit my own self down and give myself a good talking to because I did it all wrong and I did it all right, but not always at the same time. So, you know, this is how you learn. You make your mistakes and you recover and you come back and you just do a better job. So that's my word for encouragement. Gurus, don't exist, not in the real world. You know, there's one, in my opinion. But if you really want somebody to help you, then reach out to somebody whose values are similar to yours. You know, and if you are, and I get them sometimes. I had a guy call me up and says, well, I'm a real estate investor. I've got this heating and air conditioning business. I wanted to use that as a cash cow to help finance, you know, all of my investments and this, that, and the other. And I'm listening and I'm thinking, okay, is he telling me that because, you know, he wants me to admire his business mind, or is he telling me that because that's generally what he is and who he, you know, I can't connect to that. I can't connect to that. But the guy that says, you know, Pete, and I'm going to use a real one here. I'm not going to say the name. Pete, you know, I worked for several companies. They just cut corners. They didn't treat the customers right. We didn't do the right job. It was not a fun place to work. I was limited. I was capped. I couldn't grow. I just had to get out of there. So I went to another company. Different company, new problems. Still, the customers weren't getting what they really should get. I wasn't getting as an employee. I wasn't being appreciated. So you know what I did? I went and started my own business. At my company, our customers are taken care of. At my company, you work here, you are taken care of. You are family. And this is one of the guys that I work with up in the north central part of the country. You know who you are. And that is awesome. You are awesome. And that is the type of company that I will break my back for, because I know that the end result is something good, something positive, something better is going to come out of that. Versus, it's my cash cow so I can reinvest and make more. Me. I get tired of it. I get tired of it, guys. We all do, right? So, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let me just insert this. Be sure and look at for what it is. What is the return on my investment? Because everybody's going to flower up their, the window dressing in the front of the store, right? So when you see their marketing, back when I was young, I suffered. I was just an average kid. I almost failed out of school. Blah blah blah. Now look at what I'm driving. I'm driving this, big vehicle. Blah blah blah. Forget all that crap. Look at the content. Forget the quality of the video. How good is the message? Forget your emotional state. You go into one of these sessions and you come out, you're all fired up. You got through walking on fire coals back there, and then you're ready to go start your business, and you get back and it's business as normal. That is crap. We all need to be uplifted. We all need to be motivated, and a good peer group will do that. But that is not enough. What really boils down to, what really matters is, how can I make my business better? What steps do I need to do? And I'm telling you, you do it by being better. You don't pretend to be great. You extract your greatness. And your greatness is your goodness. And your goodness is your honesty. And your honesty is your best job that you can possibly do under the circumstances. If the customer doesn't want your $12,000, $15,000 systems, you're going to have to put them in an $8,000 or $10,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 system, whatever it fits. So you do the best you can within that budget. It's really that simple. And you can still hold your head high and know that you are doing the right thing, and it's just a matter of time. This will take longer, but it's solid, and it'll be around for a very long time. In fact, it may be around long after you're gone, and we call that a legacy. Wouldn't you like to have a legacy with your name on it or your fingerprint on it, that your children or your grandchildren continue to run one day, built on morals and principles that you instilled in the organization and you passed on to the next generation, and they passed it on, and it's something that everybody's proud of, and you started it? That's motivating to me. Now, I hope it is to you too. Pete Ramsey here. Sorry for rambling on, especially on a Saturday. I want to get out here and encourage everybody. Don't stop training. Don't give up because of the liars and the deceivers out there. Just learn to look past it and see what's real and take advantage of something real and take your business. And listen, let me tell you another one. Don't fall for this. I had my business was 30 million, 40 million, $50 million. Therefore, I'm more qualified to tell you. Listen to me carefully. And the successful companies in this group, I'm sure will jump in and get my back on this. The size of your company and total revenues is no indicator of the quality of your organization or the success of that organization. Instead of measuring top line number, why don't we measure the numbers within that? What is your average service ticket? And how did you achieve that? What is your average replacement? What is your average closing ratio when you go out on an estimate? What is the average income of your people? What are the average hours being able to work without sending them home? Success is measured in different ways, but when you have that model fully mature, by mature I mean organically and naturally all the capacities are filled, everybody's getting their 40 hours, they're not getting worked to death trying to work 80 hours, right? There's a balance in there, and then you do something called scaling. That successful business model may only be $1.52 million, but as you scale it and you learn to duplicate that and you learn to keep track of the quality control and the quality of integrity within that organization, keeping everybody on the up and up, right? Because we bring people in, we hire on character, not just on skills that we rob from somebody else, something bigger and better than that. That's how you measure it. The top line number is irrelevant. I sold a $50 million business, and now I'm teaching you how you can do this. That's crap, guys. I mean, it could be real. It could be good. I don't want to say that. But I'm saying that you can be better at a $1 to $2 million operation than somebody 10 times your size. And your customers know it. But do you? Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. Just a word of encouragement. You guys take care out there. And sorry for throwing my philosophies at you. Half hour later, I'll talk to you then. Bye.